911, 911. We all know that to be the number we call when we are in trouble or we really need help. Well, this morning, that's what I want to encourage you to do is to call your spiritual 911. To call your spiritual 911. But before we get into that, just greet some people and get into the word on this morning. Good morning, Erica. How are you on this morning? It's finally Friday. I like that. It's finally Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's get into the day. Excuse me. Excuse me. Because it is Friday. Good morning, Pamela. How are you on this morning? Verena, how are you? Brother Nesbitt, how are you? Liz, how are you? There, Pastor Richard, how are you? I hope all is well. Elder Jan, how are you guys on this morning? Gloria, how are you? Angela, how are you on this morning? Good morning, Brenda. And it is Friday. It is Friday, and it's finally Friday. It's finally Friday. We finally made it, and I'm glad that we have. And this morning, it's all about, I don't know, do you remember when you were a kid? And I'm sure you do. And there were several things that you were told that you, at least I was told that you had to remember. You had to remember your address. You had to remember your telephone number, RE5 8490. I think that was our number. And remember, looking at this now, you said, now, Bishop, that's a long time ago when your phone number was a letter. Well, I'm just trying to tell you. 735. It was actually RE5. And then the rest of the numbers. I don't remember the rest of those numbers. But at any rate, look here. I want you to think in terms of your spiritual 911. I'm going to greet some folk and then we're going to get right into the word on this morning. Good morning, Reba. Harris, how are you on this morning? Jewel, how are you on this morning? Gloria, how are you on this wonderful morning? It's Friday. It's Friday. We finally made it. I like that. Finally Friday. I like that a lot. We finally made it. Well, look, I'd like to look at the Friday as 2 days from Sunday. And this Sunday is Can't Miss Communion Sunday. So now you already know you cannot miss Communion Sunday. You cannot. It's where we connect. It's where we set the order for the month. So can't miss that. Good morning, Lottie. How are you on this morning? So I want you to make sure, and there will be a word. You know, I got a word for you, so you already know. Well, look, how many of you remember as a kid that you were told, here is what you need to remember, and your phone number was one of them, or your house address? Now we say, call 911 when you are in trouble. This morning, I want to impress upon you to call your spiritual 911. Your spiritual 911. The text to talk, the takeaway, 5 minutes or less. Let's get into it. Here it is. Psalms 91:1. You already know. Psalms 91:1. That's your Psalms, and that's your 911. Here it is. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. Let's break down your spiritual 911. Here is the writer who is saying, when you are going through, your back is against the wall, you don't know where to go, and you need immediate help, dial up Psalms 91:1. The first thing I want you to grab a hold of is when you do, he is your fortress. He is your fortress. Let me read that. He is your fortress. I will say to the Lord, the second verse, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Back against the wall, he is your fortress. What is a fortress? It is a moat. It is high walls that are thick enough for two chariots to crisscross each other. And he puts you there. He is right around you, surrounding you as a fortress. If anything gets through to that, it's because he permitted it. And therefore, he's going to do something about it. Which brings to the second thing. He's going to deliver you. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. If it gets through the fortress, he's still going to deliver you. Dial him up. Psalms 9:1:1. This is the third verse. Here's the fourth verse I want you to grab a hold of. Not only is he your fortress, he is your deliverer, he is your cover. He's your cover. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a buckler. Let's break that down. His faithfulness, not mine, because I don't know about you. I have episodes of doubt. Yeah, I confess. I have times in which I do doubt, and I wonder, God, where are you? He says, in those moments, I'm faithful. But not only am I faithful, what else am I going to do? I'm your shield, which means that you can move him around. And the buckler. What is the buckler? It holds everything together. You are my fortress, but if they get through, you're going to deliver me. And in the midst of the fight, you're going to cover me. I have a shield and I have a buckler holding all of my armament together. You going through something this morning? Yeah, we all are. Just before I came on, I got a text from my family back in North Carolina saying that my eldest in the entire family was just in the hospital, and they're calling out a 911. I said, this is nothing but God. Nobody but God that I would have this to lean on myself. Dial up Psalms 91, 1 and following. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this. When you're going through, call your spiritual 911. Hey, I look forward to seeing you on this Sunday. Can't miss Communion Sunday. And share the manna. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. God bless you. I'll see you Monday morning with more Morning Manna. Bye now.